All right, we are now streaming live on YouTube. When I call your case, please make your announcements. Travis Coleman.
Your Honor, we can't see you.
Oh, no. There we are. We still have people coming in. All right. All right, Travis Coleman, the state.
Oh, yes, we're ready.
Uh, Judge, that's one. I don't know if Miss Bing received my email I sent over on Friday offering some waivers in exchange for an unsecured judicial release.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Uh,
no, I didn't get that.
okay, I don't know if she could consider that now or if I need to forward that email to her.
If you want to
But
go ahead and forward that email to her very quickly and let her review it.
okay,
Thank
And I'll
you.
just be on standby for about 5 minutes.
Thank you
okay.
so much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge. Miss Bing, I don't know if you want to. I guess if you could send me your email address in the chat here.
Sure thing. Give me 1 second.
Your Honor, this is the jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Inmate Washington, Michael Washington has refused to come to court.
He had.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ju-
Do you suspect mental illness or is he having a crisis, you think?
I'm not for sure, but we can definitely find out for you, Your Honor.
No, no, no. I just,
Judge,
yes.
oh, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Based
so-
on the attorney from our office who attempted to meet with him yesterday, he did come to the visit but refused to talk. So there very well may be some mental health issues and has several misdemeanor trespasses in the past, is my
Yeah.
understanding.
Okay. So you want to do a judicial bind over on
I
this one?
think that would be best.
Okay. Well, you'll do a judicial bind over. So you can send him back. Oh, he didn't even come to court? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're good with him. All right, so Ms. Bing, just let me know when you're ready.
Given just 30 more seconds.
No worries. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Your Honor. Hello?
Right, you're ready?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I think we're gonna, I sent a message to Mr. Lane. I haven't seen anything where he's acknowledged it, but we're just gonna go ahead with everything. I did get your second email, Mr. Lane, but I sent you a direct message. Maybe you just didn't see it.
Okay, yeah, to go forward with the hearing, I just thought you were referring to Mr. Coleman. I didn't know about the other ones.
Yes, we're just gonna go ahead. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
All right. So you're saying we're gonna have hearings on everything today? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I guess there's no need of me calling the calendar. It's just hearing. All right?
Yeah, yes, well, in terms of what witnesses are available, I do know that Officer Garcia is not available.
I'll go through it. I'll go through it. All right. So
Okay.
you state was ready on Coleman,
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Lane. I'm sure you,
Defense is ready.
Jeremy Douglas,
Yes, believe that we are ready on that. Is Mr. Larnell here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, awesome.
And
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Goolsby. Sorry, yes, so we're ready on that.
and Judge, that's one, if I could try to meet with Mr. Douglas, before we get started, but assuming, he's competent to go forward, we would be ready for hearing.
all right. Nicholas Hill,
Yes, we're ready on that.
Defense is ready.
Charles Jackson,
Yes, we are ready on, well,
Oh,
actually,
it-
is Mr. Elliott here?
I saw it, Elliot.
I'm here.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm here. What, Officer Elliott or Mr. Elliott?
I'm
Officers,
so sorry, Officer Elliott.
Officer
Elliott or the other Elliott?
two
I have,
Elliot's.
I'm sorry, I have Cole Elliott?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay.
My bad.
I need all the officers to please rename your device. If you're an officer, put officer, detective, put detective, so we'll know who you are. I see a Malik Clark, I don't know who that is. A Daniel Montano, I'm not sure who that is. So if you could rename your devices, please. All right, so Charles Jackson, what about Attorney Lane?
Judge, I believe that one was waived and bound over on November 15th. Late last week, I didn't see where a state number had been assigned, but it showed it had been
What day?
bound over.
What day did you say?
It was showing November 15th that it had been bound over due to the waiver.
Okay, all righty. Charles Kennebrew,
The state is ready on that. Well, I'm sorry, let me just double check whether that officer is here. I don't know that officer is here.
I'm here.
Oh, Officer Parker, awesome, great. Yes, so we're ready.
Attorney Lane.
Judge,
Mhm.
actually, that one was waived but never bound over. I don't know if I could just resubmit the waiver.
What day
But
was it waived?
October 23rd.
All right, resubmit that just to make sure. I'm not sure
Okay.
if you would resubmit. Maureen McDowell.
Is Officer Elliott here?
Yes, Officer B. Elliott's here for that one.
Yes, B. Elliott.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
here.
we're ready for that.
And Judge, that's one we would need to be appointed to, and I would need to meet with him briefly, and then if necessary, we would be ready for hearing.
Alrighty. Andrew McLemore.
We're not ready on that. I have a note here. I have a note striking that. I don't know.
I think I showed something about it being set for tomorrow, November 20th for prelim. I don't know if it's a felony or felony transfer.
Yeah, I have a note.
It was to be added on the 11/20 calendar. I guess that was one that didn't come off.
Can you say that again?
That was Mr. McLemore was supposed to be on the 20th.
All right, so he just shouldn't be on this calendar.
Correct.
All right, so can we make sure that he's on tomorrow? And
Yeah, I was the one who put him on tomorrow. I didn't know it was still on this calendar because I already sent it out. But he has been moved.
all right. Naravio Sandoval.
Is Officer Brown here?
Yes, I'm here, Judge. I'm here. I'm actually working, but I am here.
Okay.
Attorney Lane.
I was just going to say, Judge, that one was waived on October 18th, and it didn't, but it hadn't been bound over. I think the reason why is I think he was booked in under a slightly different spelling of his last name. So if I could just maybe resubmit another waiver with his alias or both spellings of the name, we could probably just get that one waived.
Great. All right, Quincy Porter. And so Officer Brown, you're free to go.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a
That
blessed
was
day.
already thank you. Have a good one. And if there's an officer on Charles Jackson, he's free to go. And Charles Kennebrew, you're also free to go. All right, Quincy Porter.
Your Honor, I'm just trying to see clarification. You said anyone for officer or for Charles Jackson is free to go?
That would be waived. That was already waived.
All right, thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Porter. Porter, we are not ready because the officer has a conflict.
Kind of conflict?
I think there's a training.
Is this the first time it's been on the calendar?
I do not know.
Mhm.
I think there's also a possibility that there's a felony involved here. Yeah. So not only is the officer not available, but I have a note here to ask that you please reset it to the felony preliminary calendar because there's a felony on there. involved.
So why was it put, okay.
I'm not.
All right, so this was placed on the misdemeanor calendar where it should have been placed on the,
It was a battery family violence.
no. It
Yeah,
says
yeah,
crossing, wait a minute, was it two then? Because Quincy Porter, it says crossing guard lines of marijuana less than an ounce.
the file
I'm
that we
only
have,
showing one.
Again? Oh, I see some other charges. I see a battery.
Yeah, and the only one that should be on the calendar is 2024 CW 71391.
96 and 97. Well, let me see. Are these different incidents?
I think there are two different incidents, but let me just double check.
Yeah, I can see the battery family violence on here.
So the battery family violence one is the case ending in 1391,
Right. Mhm.
but I mean, either way, the officer's not here, but I
Hold
do
on.
remember reading
Hold on.
that there was a felony involved as well. So I think it's all in one incident, but maybe it's been separated out as two.
Hold on, because if it's all one incident, it needs to remain together.
Well, in our system, it shows that the battery family violence incident date was 5/9/24, and the guard line and marijuana was 10/28/24.
But that's not the offense I'm talking about, though. There's a sexual assault involved.
Oh, the
We
only
don't
one,
have that. We don't have
yeah, the
that.
only one that's on the calendar is the 71391 for battery
Battery.
family violence.
Yeah. As I'm reading though, the report, there's a battery in here that's connected to a sexual assault.
Oh, okay. So you see okay, let me look at the warrant. So you think it was later filed?
I don't know. It was filed. I mean, when it was filed later, but this was the incident that involves a sexual assault and a battery is May 9th of 24. And
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the sexual allegations in the warrant. Okay. So this needs to be placed, but has a sexual warrant been entered? Did someone file a sexual battery? There is a warrant for sexual battery?
I think so. I don't have that in front of me. I just happen to have read, so the warrant that's in front of me is just for battery, but the narrative includes the rape. So
We don't
I-
have a warrant for that yet.
yeah, I don't think, or at least I don't have it. I don't know if the DA has it. Because I know that there's we've been in contact with GBI, and I know that they have a sex like a rape kit and everything. So something has gone forward. It just isn't in our office.
Okay, so I am going to continue this to the misdemeanor calendar until that warrant surfaces.
Okay.
And so I will put it for December the 10th.
Who is this, Your Honor?
Porter. And we're gonna put the officer was out on training and to wait for additional warrants. We just put the officer was in training. All right. All right, so are we ready to start some trials?
Yes, did we do, I thought there was one more after that.
Well, Michael Washington is gonna be a judicial bind over, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And Judge, I'm ready, to have hearings now but there were a couple that I needed to meet with, at some point before.
So both parties ready on Travis Coleman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this is Officer Montano. You said Michael Washington is bonded over. I'm no longer needed.
You're no longer needed. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, Your Honor, Deputy Clerk requested to go first. If that is not a problem, that would be
Case is that?
Hill.
Attorney Lane, that's not one that you needed to look at, right? I mean, speak to, right?
Correct. Yeah, we're ready for hearing.
Okay. All right, Deputy, if you could bring Nicholas Hill, please.
Can you repeat that, Your Honor?
If you can get Nicholas Hill, please.
Okay. Yeah, Your Honor.
All right, we're about to start the hearing of Georgia versus Nicholas Hill, charged in warrant number 2024 WA 85860, battery representing the state, is an assistant solicitor being representing the defendant is Attorney Mark Lane. You're with Ms. Bingham.
Yes, Officer Clark, could you just, I don't see your video on. Officer Clark, are you there?
We were talking to him earlier. He wasn't responding.
Officer Clark?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great. Would you mind putting your video on, please? Hi,
Hey, good morning.
good morning. Could you raise your right hand, please? You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Okay, can you just state your name for us, please?
The deputy clerk.
And are you an officer here in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what department do you work for?
Work for Clayton County Sheriff's Office. I'm on the traffic unit.
Okay. On or about October 20th of this year, did you respond to an incident in the Clayton County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the nature of that incident that you were dispatched to?
I was sent to the jail. They said that one of the inmates got into a physical altercation with one of the correctional officers in the housing unit.
Okay. Could you describe kind of what the altercation was? It a verbal altercation or was it a physical altercation?
It was a physical altercation when one of the correctional officers was putting one of the inmates back in his cell after their free time. And in the process of taking handcuffs off of the inmate turned around and proceeded to punch the correctional officer in the face multiple times, uh, bruising up his lip, side of his face, his eye, and everything like that. He had to be sent home.
Okay. Is the inmate that was involved in that incident here today?
I don't know. I don't see the inmate.
Did you just scroll through, see if you see the same person?
Yes, ma'am. I had to
Okay.
switch over my cameras.
Okay, no worries. Can you describe him by two articles of clothing?
Orange jumpsuit
Oh, I guess it's
and
not.
a white undershirt.
Okay, great. Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Attorney Lane?
Good morning, officer.
Orange there.
All right. So was this captured on any kind of video cameras? The
Yes,
incident?
sir. Yes, sir. Was captured on the body camera of the officer and responding officers and the housing unit cameras in the housing unit.
Have you had a chance to review that video?
I did not review it. At the time when I got called down there, the incident took place earlier that day, and CID and everything was still going back looking at the camera footage.
Okay. And so when the inmates are allowed to go out for their free time, that procedurally, I guess they put them in handcuffs and walk them out to the yard and then remove the handcuffs, or how does that work?
I believe so, yes, sir. For different inmates, depending on their housing level, for classification, it kind of dictates on how they're escorted around the housing unit and the facility.
Okay. Did anyone get a chance to get Mr. Hill's version of the events?
Uh, I cannot answer that question. I was called there after the fact.
Okay. And it does say in the report that Mr. Hill was escorted to medical for treatment. Do you know what his injuries were?
No, sir. I was brought up there hours after the altercation.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, officer. I don't have any further questions.
Yes, sir.
Any redirect?
Yes, Officer Clark, can you just, I know this is gonna sound a little silly, but can you just confirm whether or not Clayton County Jail, the place of the incident is actually in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and just one other question. I just want to be super clear about this. You did observe visible injuries to the officer, right?
Yes, ma'am. I was sent pictures. Soon after the altercation, he had to actually have a family member come pick him up because he couldn't see out of his eye. And he was taken to go get medical care. So his sergeant showed me the pictures of the injuries to his face.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Further. Thanks.
That's it?
Yes.
All right, closing argument. Attorney Bean?
Yes, battery is intentionally causing substantial physical harm or visible bodily harm to another. Based on the testimony of Officer Clark, where he has testified that he's observed physical injury and that he was punched several times, which is an intentional act. I believe the probable cause has been met. Thank you.
Attorney Lang?
Your Honor, defense would just submit with the officer's testimony.
All right, I do find that there is sufficient probable cause to bind this case over to the state court of Clayton County. That's the order of the court.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just wanna double check with you that OCGA 161056, where where battery is where violence in a penal institution is a felony. Should we bind that over to Superior Court?
Yeah. I'll do that. All right, so it'll be bound over to Superior Court. All righty, so can we do Mr. Coleman next?
Am I good to go?
Yes, thank you.
All right, y'all have a great day. Thank you.
You as
Thank you,
well.
officer.
All right, and so Travis Coleman, Deputy, can you get Travis Coleman, please? Deputy, did you hear me?
I heard you, Your Honor. He coming up.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
You, Mr. Coleman? This is the State of Georgia versus Travis Coleman. Charged in warrant number 2024 CW 71632, family violence violation, but family violence order violation, and warrant number 2024 CW 71633, criminal trespass. Representing the state is Assistant Solicitor Bing, representing the defendant, Attorney Lane. Your witness, Ms. Bing.
Yes, Officer Covington, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Can you just state your name for us?
Officer Covington.
And are you an officer here in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what department do you work for?
The Clayton County Police Department.
Okay. On or about May 29th of this year, were you dispatched to 999 Morrow Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the nature of the incident to which you were dispatched?
The nature was a domestic violence incident.
Okay. And when you arrived, who did you make contact with?
I forgot the complainant's name, but he stated that he was the landlord at the incident location.
Okay. Do you know if he was the one that made the call to police?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you describe the results of your investigation, kind of what he was complaining about?
So he was complaining that when he arrived to the location,
He observed the defendant inside of the residence, and he was not authorized or had any lawful reason to be there.
Did he have, to your knowledge, do you know if he was asked to leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know if he knew prior to arriving that he was not supposed to be there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you know that?
Because he had a court order from the Clayton County courts that he was to not be at the resident or make contact with the victim in the case. They were not supposed to make any type of contact with each other due to a prior incident.
Okay. And so what parts of was he inside of the building? Was it a house or an apartment?
It was a house. He was inside of the house. He was in the basement.
Okay. Was he in any other part of the house other than the basement?
To my knowledge, he walked through the living room to get to the basement.
Okay. And is the person that entered the residence the same person that you see here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you describe him by 2 articles of clothing?
He has an orange jumpsuit and a white face mask.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Fine.
Morning, officer.
Good morning.
The pictures did you get a chance to look at the pictures?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you actually go down into the basement of the residence where Mr. Coleman was allegedly at?
No, sir.
Okay. Did any officers go down into the basement?
No, sir. I was the only officer on scene.
Okay. Did the pictures, so we don't know what the location the pictures are showing, correct?
If you're basing it off of me actually knowing what the basement looks like, then no. But according to the landlord, he stated that that is the basement to that residence.
Okay. And do you know, was there any, did you ever speak with Mr. Coleman to get his version of what happened?
No, sir. I attempted to contact him via phone, but was unsuccessful.
Okay. And the food depot, did you get a chance? Is there a food depot in that vicinity, in that area?
Yes, it's one relatively close. I believe it's either across the street or it's a little bit down.
Okay. Was Mr. Coleman not allowed to go to that location under the order?
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh, the order forbid him from going to the food depot as well?
I'm not sure about the food depot. I was more concerned about the location that I was at.
Okay. Did the alleged victim, Mr. Lex Depot, did he tell you he saw Mr. Coleman at the food depot?
He did not mention anything about him. To my knowledge, he did not mention anything that he was at the food depot.
So the only evidence that we have establishing that Mr. Coleman was in the basement of the residence of Lex Depot in violation of the family violation, the order, is just his statement, correct?
Yes, the landlord statement and the victim statement.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you, officer. I don't have any further questions.
All right.
Can you redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, closing arguments.
Yes, criminal trespass is knowingly and without authority entering the premises of another for an unlawful purpose or entering the premises of another after receiving notice prior to such entry. Based on the testimony of the officer here, there was enough probable cause for officers to arrest, with a family violence order violation, family violence order in place. So. Thank you.
All right, Attorney Lane.
Judge, I would just request the court to just cutting against the finding of probable cause here. The pictures referenced in the report, you would think would be the strongest evidence they would have tying my client to being at the location he wasn't allowed to be, but the officer was unable to testify that those pictures actually showed the basement, the location where he was allegedly at, and they never even went down into the basement. So just based on that, we'd request a dismissal of both warrants.
All right, so based upon the evidence presented, I do find that there is sufficient probable cause to bind these charges over to the state court of Clayton County. That's the order of the court. All righty.
Am I free to go, Your Honor?
Yes, you are free to go. Have a great day.
You as well.
Thank you, Officer Covington.
All right, take care.
All right, so you need to speak with Douglas and
And McDowell,
McDowell.
yes.
All right, one moment.